Hello friends, I have some exciting news. I am going to be hosting a couple of art lab retreats this year, and I'm excited to announce the very first one. I'm partnering with my friend Sarah from Sarah Mac Art and Tracy from Perfection Art, and we are hosting a retreat that we're calling Pour Decisions, that's pour with a U, in Wilmington, North Carolina this May 12 to the 14th. So 3 full days, 3 instructors. It's going to be a lot of fun. Check out the website, which is artlabretreat.com, and you'll see all of the details, how to register, and all of that information. I'm really excited to spend 3 full days with some students and really get to know everybody and have a lot of fun pouring with Sarah and Tracy. And Wilmington's a beautiful place and a beautiful location, and I think it's just going to be an amazing event. So I hope you check out the information in the video description for Art Lab Retreat, the Pour Decisions Art Lab. We're going to have so much fun. I hope you check that out. So enjoy this video. This is going to be one of the techniques that I'll be teaching at the event, which is a botanical imprint. And I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Hello, my name is Nate. Welcome to my art channel. I'm working on a 16 by 32 inch canvas, and I have, even though it comes pre-gessoed, I did put another coat of gesso on top of it because I want to make sure the pores are sealed in this fabric. I don't want any of my pigment to come through because I'm using very, very fluid acrylics. This is mixed 10 parts water to 1 part paint. And this is, the paint is a little bit of Amsterdam turquoise green and turquoise blue and a little bit of golden phthalo turquoise. So it's a nice mid-tone turquoise color, and I plan on doing a botanical impression on this canvas. What I normally do is put down some color, put down the leaf, and then put some shrink wrap over top of it, and then build it in layers, 1 color at a time. And I want to change it up a little bit this time. I'm going to put down a pattern on the canvas first, and then the leaf, and build up from there. I want to see how much of this pattern is going to be recognizable in the end result. So I have some bubble wrap that I have cut to the size of my canvas, and this is from a brand new roll, so it's never been used before, and I did not submit to the temptation to start popping them, even though that is a fascinating sound and I very much enjoy it. I decided I want to keep as much of the bubbles intact so I get a really good impression from them. So I'm going to saturate this canvas first with my turquoise color, and I'm going to remember to spray the sides and the edges. And I want a nice good saturation of this canvas. I'm okay with it kind of puddling in different areas. I want to make sure the whole surface is very, very wet. And then we'll put on our bubble wrap. Ooh, I love this color. I started to talk about the gesso step. I wanted to make sure that I re-emphasize that point, because if you don't take that extra step, you lose some of your pigment through the canvas. So when I've tried that in a rush and I wanted to get started, when I was done, if I flip the canvas over, the pigment is visible from the other side. So I've lost some of the pigment and some of that intensity of the color that I wanted or needed. Okay, almost done with that. If I tilted this canvas, once I'm done here, if I tilted it, the paints would flow across the surface. So you could pour this. I like this process for some reason. I find this very satisfying to use my spray bottle. But you could pour this onto the canvas, at least on this first step. It does tend to dry out a bit quicker on the edges, so we're going to work quickly here now that we're nice and saturated. I don't mind all those little air bubbles, that'll just add variety. We'll place this down, and I'm going to cover this with another canvas of equal size so that it holds everything in place. There's no places where it's not connecting the way I want it to. I want as much of an even pattern as I can get all the way across. Okay, and we will come back in the morning and peel it off and see what we get. Okay, this is almost 24 hours later and it is still not dry here in the center. Normally if I put plastic wrap over, it dries in 6 to 8 hours. Usually like if I do it at night and when I wake up in the morning it's dry. But I can see that it's still wet under here, but I'm gonna pull this off and let it dry a little faster without the plastic on, hopefully. Because I think it has dried enough in between the bubbles that we'll still get some great texture. Ooh, that is so cool. Okay, we're gonna put that off to the side because I can use that again later once that dries. Might get a little muddy in here because it was very wet still. Let's pop some air bubbles that are... But there's some great areas of good texture. This is completely different than this area over here, which is great because it gives me different textures to play with. Okay, we're gonna let this dry and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, this is the next morning and it is all dry and it's left this really cool background. Got a little muddy on this side. They all kind of, it was a little too wet, so it all merged together. But I don't mind a little grunginess. I like that it's uneven in its distribution. So, okay, let's put the next layer on. Okay, it's the next day. I think this is mostly dry. Looks like it, so we're gonna go ahead and take this off. It's not dry on top of the leaves, but I think it's mostly dry on top of the canvas. Oh yeah. Just peel this back carefully. Underneath my there. Oh, it still is a little bit wet. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Into the trash that goes. We're gonna let this sit before I do the next layer. We're gonna let this sit. I don't want it to dry underneath the leaves, but I do want it to be dry on the exposed canvas area. So we're gonna let that sit for about another hour exposed, and it should be dry enough. And then we'll come back and put on the next coat. Okay, we're all dry. Everything's done exactly what I want it to so far. I've got the mid-tone turquoise in there. I've got the bright gold. And at this point, I would normally put something high contrast and go with a dark color as the final layer so that these really stand out. But I want something a little more elegant this time. And so I'm going to go with white. White is opaque, even though I've really diluted this down. It does make it a bit more transparent, so I'm hoping it's still some of this beautiful texture and grunginess will still come through, but it will make these turquoise patterns underneath the leaves really pop out with white, I think. Hopefully, that is the goal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray this down with the white, and I'm not going to go super heavy. I don't want too much of it to travel underneath the leaves because I do believe it is still a little bit wet under the leaves. So we're just going to go one layer all the way across, and hopefully this will be transparent enough that we'll still see some of the grunginess and the texture, and I think it's going to work. I can already see that it's going to be, we're going to still see it. I'm going to go ahead and do all of the sides as well so that the texture on the sides matches the color and texture on the top. And because these two leaves are kind of open on this side, I want to make sure I put the same amount of paint here as I do on the other side too. So I think that's all we're going to do for now. We'll let this dry overnight and check it in the morning. I think I want a little bit more right there. A little bit more right there. If too much of the background's coming through, when I check on this in the morning, then I will put another layer, but I don't think I'm going to need it. I'm going to pop those bubbles. I just shook that up, so it's lots of air bubbles in the bottle. Oh, I'm excited about this. I really think that's going to be beautiful. The white, gold, and turquoise, beautiful color palette always. So I think this is going to be nice. Okay, let's let this dry. Okay, good morning. The negative space is dried exactly how I wanted it to. I did go ahead and put a second layer on, and it is exactly what I wanted. I'm super happy with that. I can still see the texture. I'll show you when I do the close-up. But for now, it's time to reveal the leaves. I'm a little worried about this one because it popped up when it was drying. So I'm hoping it worked out. Let's do that one first, I think. Let's go ahead and just peel that up. Oh, pretty. And it did show the original turquoise dots from the bubble wrap. Yay! But the gold did travel in this really interesting way. All right, let's do this one. Oh, that's cool. Yes. Oh, really pretty. I love the way, actually some of the white did come in there, but oh, that's really cool. Okay, but this one, oh, really, really nice. And final one, beautiful. Oh, yay, that's really nice. It's very subtle because it's not high contrast, but it's quite elegant. Okay, let me bring it in for the close-up. So here is the dry result. Look at the gold shining on that leaf from the sun hitting it. Oh, that is really pretty. I'm so happy that the experiment worked out, that I did get the little bubbles from the bubble wrap. The little round circles worked out really great. I think that's beautiful. And I really love how, especially the gold, has captured the structure of the leaves over top of it. This one turned out the best, I think. I really love this one. And that negative space, look at that. That's really pretty. You can still see some of the bubble wrap on these in there too. Just in a couple of places it's peeking out. Kind of ties the whole concept together. I really love this, yay! So, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out the website for the Art Lab Retreat in the video description. I'm really excited to have 3 full days with 20 or 25 people. It's going to be so much fun. And of course, painting with Sarah and Tracy is going to be a blast. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more. And go mix up some paints and be fearless.